Hello everyone, this is your Artificial Intelligence Professor Ozcan Adabük. Today I'm going to show you the basics of Unity and how to move things, how to rotate things, and also we're going to inspect the editor a little bit. So first thing first, you should click Unity icon, and then it's going to give you this screen where you can open a new project. Let's click New, and I'm going to say, let's say Unity tutorial, and I'm gonna name this Unity tutorial. Make sure it's a 3D project, and let's create it. It created a folder here and put the project in there. Now once the editor stops loading, voila. First thing you're gonna notice is there are a couple of different windows here. There's the hierarchy, there's scene and the game, and then inspector, and then here's the assets and the project. So basically, the scene is where your level is, right? This is your scene. This is where you populate. You put your items. If you're making a game, you put your models, effects, all that stuff in the scene, and then you write the scripts and they start interacting within the scene. Everything you put in the scene will show up in the hierarchy window, as you can see here. Right now there are only two things. One is a light, the other one is the camera. This is the camera inside your scene, and what camera does is camera renders objects, renders everything that has a renderer, and which means draws the graphics. If you have a 3D object, the camera will see that, and then once it renders, you can see it, and then you can interact with it. Everything the camera renders will show up in the game window. For example, if we add a cube to this scene, now you see the cube is in front of the camera. Now if you click on the camera, here's the camera preview, and the camera can actually see the cube now. If we move the cube, you see the cube move here, and the camera will render its movement. If you disable the cube, it's gone. The camera won't see it anymore. If you enable, it will see it again. So everything you do in the scene will be rendered by the camera, and that will be shown in the game window. Now let's look at another important part. It is the inspector window. Inspector window is there to analyze objects. So if you select cube, in this window you will see every component that this cube has. When we look at it, you'll see that it's got 4 components: a transform, a mesh filter, a box collider, and a mesh renderer. Just for now, don't worry about mesh filter and mesh renderer. These are the things that actually make the cube visible. So if you disable mesh renderer, you're not going to see the cube, but the cube is still there. It will still interact with everything. You just won't see it because you're not letting it render anymore. The important things we're going to focus on are the transform component and the box collider. Now the transform is the component that stores the information related to position, rotation, and scale of an object. This object exists in a 3D space, and every object existing in a 3D space, such as yourselves, you have a position, you have a rotation, and you have a scale. Now we cannot probably scale you on the x-axis because then you'll just probably die. But in the Unity editor, we can do it with these objects. You can scale them, you can rotate them, or you can move their position. You can change their positions, which we will be doing these operations from scripts. Especially we'll be modifying the positions a lot because our smart agents will have to travel, move from one location to another. Therefore, we're going to be doing a lot of scripting regarding this, and actually that's what the next couple of videos are going to be about. So after you experiment with these a little bit, then let's look at the collider. What is a collider? Collider is a component that actually takes a form, shape of an object and detects all the collisions with that object. If you don't have a collider, it's not going to detect any collisions. We have a bunch of different colliders. You can go to component menu, physics, and you see there's a box collider, there's a sphere collider, capsule collider, mesh collider, wheel collider. This is for cars, this is more physics related, and terrain collider. We're going to be using mostly these four of them: mesh collider, capsule collider, sphere collider, and a box collider. If I create a sphere object, it comes with a sphere collider, because sphere is the best shape that's going to detect collisions for a sphere. And you can change its radius. You can make it bigger, so it's going to detect collisions here actually instead of touching there. For same here, you can also change the colliders. Notice how these colliders have different parameters. So this one, size, has actually X, Y, and Z, like height, weight, width, and length parameters, where the sphere collider only has a radius. Okay, so we're going to be using these to detect collisions between agents and their destinations, or maybe some other agents or other things that they need to be watching for. This was the first video, and I'll see you in the second one. Thank you.